Hey, you guys. So today I'm going to be sharing one of my most controversial takes. Yeah, apparently this really gets people going. And that is to eat at home instead of spending money eating out at restaurants while you're on a budget apparently is outrageous. Unbelievable. People get so mad at this. But this isn't the only thing that I teach about money that gets a lot of criticism. So you're going to enjoy this episode, but be sure to comment on which teaching you think that I need to defend next. Because I think we're going to make it a series because there are some principles that I stand by and the haters are going to hate. And that's okay. That's okay. But for today, we're going to chat about why eating at home is a non-negotiable, especially if you're trying to pay off debts or build your savings. Because these are key, you guys, key to saving money, especially when you're in that season. But before we get started, I want to tell you about a game that my family and I have been loving lately, and that is Tapple. Tapple is such a fun game, you guys. My friends, my family, my neighbors, we all love this game. It's kind of intense. It's kind of fun. It's all mixed in one. And I think games are a great way to create memories. You're turning off the TV, putting down the phones, actually engaging people, having to think on your feet. It is just good all around. It creates great memories. So make sure to find Tapple at Walmart. All right, first of all, let's talk about why eating at home should be a no-brainer if you're trying to save money. Well, for starters, studies show that restaurants mark up their food anywhere from 28 to 32% on average. Because listen, you guys, they got to make a profit or they close their doors. They have to have some level of making it an income off of what they buy. So they're going to buy food, they're going to cook it, they got to pay their cooks and their servers, their bartenders, like all of that, their rent for the restaurant. I mean, you think about everything that goes into running a restaurant, and they have to be able to then make a profit under that to make money. And so it's really important. And of course, they're going to mark up some of the food because, again, they're a business. But listen, specifically, the food that tends to be marked up the highest are chopped or cubed fruits and veggies. This is one reason I love our garden so much. We did a garden, and I did an episode about this, I don't know, a few months ago, and it's been really great, and it saved us money over the long run on so many things that we were using. So I'll make sure to put a link in the description in case you want to check that out. But it's always the little things, you guys, that add up over time that can put a big dent in your food budget. So don't underestimate the power of shopping or growing your vegetables, your fruits, your greens, your herbs, all yourself. And then there's the issue of tipping, which I think we can all agree has, well, maybe gotten a little out of hand. Even if you're going to pick up food, they turn that little screen around. And there's a little bit of that guilt tipping that pops up on the screen, and you're trying to figure out, oh my gosh, should I tip? Should I not? So, for example, this is crazy. A recent Forbes article says that people between the ages of 27 and 42 are most likely to tip 25% on average. Y'all, it's pretty good. So millennials specifically tend to get heat from the older generations about not being respectful and all this stuff. But look at us. We're so generous. Because again, 18, 20% is like a great tip, but on average, 25%. So let's not get carried away. Obviously, you want to take care of the people that are serving you, but also that's going to add in the cost of your food and what you're spending at a restaurant. But listen to this. Apparently, men are twice as likely as women to tip between 21 and 25%. Women tend to tip between 11 and 20%. So whatever your tipping tendencies are, again, keep in mind that this is a battle that you don't have to fight if you're just eating at home. So tipping goes on top of what you're buying. And trust me, there are other ways that you can be generous on a budget. Also, did you know that most people eat fewer calories when dining at home? It's actually healthier. Aetna recently published an article explaining that restaurant meals are often loaded with excess butter and salt to add to the flavor and long-term preservative power. But when you buy food at the grocery store each week and make it at home, you are more likely to consume fresh products with less sodium and additives. There are even some creators on TikTok who documented their wellness journey just by switching up to eating at home. So not only is it good for your budget, but also for your health. Now, another thing that I've noticed with cooking at home is that you can, have fun with it. It's kind of a creative outlet, especially for those of us that are in the office all day, or maybe you're on Zoom doing work, but actually doing something tactical with your hands can be very therapeutic after a long work day. Now, don't get me wrong. If you're working multiple jobs, you have kids, it definitely can be a struggle, right? But if you can get yourself in a place that there's a little bit of peace, you may actually enjoy it, the process. And I have found some intentionality on the front end, kind of like that Sunday reset where you can prep for some meals and know exactly what you're gonna cook. You can actually get excited about the process. So those of you on baby steps 1 through 3, I would really recommend eating at home. It will save you money. If you are trying to save up your emergency fund, you're getting out of debt, these are times that it is go time. It is taking any extra money you have and throwing it at that. And then once you have that stable position under you financially, where you're then saving for retirement, maybe you're funding kids' college, paying the house off. Like when you get to that point, you can loosen the purse strings a little bit and go out to eat and enjoy your money, right? It's like not saying you can never go out to eat, but especially if you are trying to get out of debt and save up an emergency fund, any extra money you have that can go towards that process is key. And finally, I'm going to share the number 1 tip that has helped me over the years when it comes to cooking and eating at home. But first, I want to tell you about one of our sponsors, Christian Healthcare Ministries. If your healthcare costs are increasing while your available choices are decreasing, make sure to check out Christian Healthcare Ministries. Christian Healthcare Ministries is a biblically based health cost sharing ministry, and it's an affordable alternative to health insurance. To find out more, go to chministries.org/budget. That's chministries.org/budget. All right, so my biggest tip when it comes to saving money, you guys, is meal planning. Look at your week. Look to see, okay, do we have sports this night? It's got to be a quick dinner. Are we going out with friends this night? Are we home this night? Be looking at your schedule because that's going to dictate so much of what you're going to be eating, what dinner's going to look like, and you can plan ahead of time. Because if you don't plan and you get in a rut and you may be like, oh my gosh, we're squeezed for time, you're going to end up picking up food. And that's going to be more expensive, as we talked about. So make sure to know what is going on in your schedule and plan around that. Okay, I know we've covered a lot today, but I hope you walk away knowing that eating at home, it doesn't have to feel like a punishment. So give it a try for a week or even a month, and you'll be shocked at how much progress you're able to make with your finances and your cooking skills. So make sure to drop in your favorite homemade meal hack in the comments, and we'll make sure to try out your tips and tricks. And also send this video to a friend who's maybe on baby step 1 or 2 and remind them that there is light at the end of the tunnel. Stay with the process. So remember, you guys, to take control of your money and create a life you love.